Hey, it's Amber here. Welcome to Symbols for Living, YouTube channel. This is the February reading for our beloved sign of Leo. I have asked for a love reading. I've also asked for a general kind of overview, love/life reading. So all the important messages that would be useful to you do come through. So it looks like this month there seems to be hurdles that I've got over, new beginnings, victory definitely of some sort. Victory mainly over some sort of mental distress, depression, some feeling of feeling defeated in some way that affected you mentally. So you might not have been sleeping properly and just ultimately just depressed. You now find yourself in a position where you feel strong, or at least stronger, and feel like you're getting over the hurdle, starting to see the light, starting to gain power again over the situation, possibly gain more control over the situation, whatever caused your upset. But ultimately, with the Strength card, it talks about overcoming inner conflicts, inner challenges, usually egotistical or for instance, the Strength card is represented in many other decks as the card of lust. So it's about curbing your appetite for instant gratification, and instead looking at the long term in some way, and learning how to use those desires to suit you more, to help you more, to support you more in your long-term goals. Because I think the major arcanas do talk about your kind of overall life path and your long-term goals. So this is a decision that you're making, a major decision that you're making, or turning point in your life. That will make a big change in your life going forward. You learn a really important lesson here with the Strength card, as to basically learn that you are the controller of your own destiny, right through to the basics of being in control of your own body, your own body's desires, your own passions, and it's brought you great happiness with the Nine of Cups here. You do feel quite self-assured now. You feel like you have accomplished something, and I think you feel quite proud of yourself, and you feel quite optimistic and happy about the future. You have had to go within with the Hermit card here. Sorry, I didn't say before, but this is the very pretty Visconti Sephora deck. I'll just show you guys the box. It comes in a really pretty kind of bigger box with a cloth and a book that tells you a bit of the history about the cards. It's a deck of cards created by a family, or a royal family. Sorry, I just wanted to show you guys what was on the bottom of the deck. That was the Two of Wands. Very quickly, sorry. I usually do that first, so apologies. But sorry to digress there, but there must have been a reason for that. There always is. But at the bottom of the deck, it looks like, you have gone within. The Two of Wands does speak about often making selfish choices, but not necessarily selfish in just to be selfish, but thinking of your own needs, thinking of what you need, what works for you, and following your own passions, basically. Which also may involve having to tell someone else no, because it's often a choice between two. So yeah, you have had to go within quite deep down and look to see what you really want, what really is your guiding light, what's really on your path, where you're going, what's your inner truth, and that's backed up again by the Justice card here. The Justice card for me speaks to your inner truth. You know, how you judge yourself, how you judge your life, your situation, your circumstances, your morals, you know, it's all about what you deem to be right or wrong. So definitely you've made a choice here. I feel like you've made a choice, or there's been some sort of turning point and change in the way that you think here. Definitely with the 10 of, sorry guys, with the 10 of swords being in the past, there's been a change of mind as well, a development in how you're thinking about things, a new breath of energy into how you think about things. You've achieved something. It'd be nice if we could see the King of Swords here, because then that would really show us that, you know, you have kind of matured or initiated, made some sort of initiation in some way, because it definitely feels that way, like you've overcome something and it's led you into your own truth. Again, the Hermit here talks about your own truth, and you've had to go within quite a lot we've had to learn skills about going within, or skills to access your inner guiding light. Which has given you mental clarity. So it's almost like meditation in a way. The Hermit card does speak to, you know, those monks that travel to the top of the mountain and, you know, sit for days in uncomfortable clothes and barely enough food to eat, and just focus on the beauty of life and what really matters, getting away from the Maya, taking away confusion, unnecessary things, and focusing on the real heart of the matter, the real light, the delicate light within all of us, that we need to constantly tend to. And the Strength card also talks about the inner light, our own individual light, with it representing, or also being represented by Leo. It does talk about your inner light and doing what's good for you with the 9 of Cups here. This is about what makes you happy. And that's your inner truth there with Justice card. So you yourself find yourself currently starting afresh, having a brand new, fresh energy. This very much, I feel, accompanies the Strength card. They're both fire energies, and I do feel like this is some sort of new beginning, especially with it being crowned by the Ace of Swords. This is a new beginning, a new way of thinking, a new lease on life. So give thanks. You know, the 10 of Swords seems to be a thing of the past, and you have accomplished something, and you are moving forward now. Very positively as well. Very hopeful about the future. And also seeing new ways in business as well, new ways in working, new ways in exploring your passions, putting your passions into practice. Maybe now, because you've been able to harness or been able to align your energies better in a more constructive way, you're now able to actually really utilize them and put them into practice, albeit this could still be very new, because the Page is a new energy and also the Ace is new. So it's a new journey. How people see you is the Eight of Cups. So they do see you as, you know, taking on a new journey and leaving something behind, most definitely. But the Eight of Cups also is a fairly hopeful card as well, because it does talk about searching for the ninth cup, searching for the 10th cup, although you seem to have found that within, which is beautiful. People do see you as being on that journey, and maybe as for finding the love within. You know, it's interesting that the Eight of Cups is represented, often described as the card that describes the decision to look for something better. Realizing that although Eight Cups is great, you know, not to settle. And the first step in not settling is, or the first step in finding that true ultimate happiness is actually the Nine of Cups, is finding out what makes you happy and fulfilling yourself and feeling accomplished in yourself, feeling proud of yourself, feeling grateful and having gratitude for yourself and who you are and what you bring to the table, your own passions, your own skills, your own gifts. So people see you on this journey, or have seen you been on this journey, or, you know, this is your partner. This whole reading does suggest that there could have been an ending to a difficult situation where you had to be quite strong and make a decision for yourself to make yourself happy. You know, it may have been quite tricky and a big lesson that you learned there. And maybe leaving that situation, your partner could see now that, you know, you are moving on. You have decided and you have made a decision to move on. Let me see. Okay, I was thinking about clarifying something and I thought, nah, that's quite clear. I might come and clarify the 8 with the Rider-Waite deck here. You may feel as well that, you know, you're having to let go of, you know, the circumstances that surround you. You may feel like, you know, this is such a major change that you are having to maybe even leave, having to say goodbye to a lot of things in your environment. You may have had to cut people off in one way or another. Have got a few swords here, so there is that energy as well that is lingering around of, you know, cutting things off, being decisive, especially with endings here. And also the Seven of Swords talks about, you know, cutting things off sometimes as well, having to make harsh decisions. So you could very well find yourself having to leave a particular environment that you're in, that you maybe once really loved, and it brought you a lot of happiness, but you're having to leave, literally taking yourself out of the situation. Here with the Seven of Swords, you may feel worried that, you know, that maybe you haven't quite made it out of the woods yet. You may be still worried that, you know, I think with depression, I think, or any sort of illness or mental stresses or strains, I think especially with depression, it's something that reoccurs throughout people's lives. Anxiety, things like that, are often things that we have to overcome, time and time again. Not for everyone, you know, but they say that's how it is. So you may be worried that, you know, you're not quite out of the woods yet, you haven't quite escaped yet. This is the escape card. This is dodging a bullet card. Strategizing, planning to get away. Cutting ties sometimes as well. Just ducking out, you know, escaping. So you could be worried that, that, will I escape? Will I get through this? Have I done all the right things in order for me to get through this? But it looks here, as I said before, the word initiation came to mind straight away when looking at the reading here. So I do feel like you're going to be okay. Especially with the outcome here of the Queen of Cups. It's quite a sweet card. Let me get it up and show you guys. It's very pretty. Queen here with her green gloves and her humongous cup. I wouldn't even describe that as a cup. It has to be described as something else, but yeah, I guess we'll go for cups for now. Very sweet, very sensitive woman, very caring, very peaceful as well. So you may find emotional balance throughout all of this, which again shows that yes, you will get through this. You will achieve this emotional balance and happiness. You do feel quite content in yourself. And you may very well even, find someone new that sparks your interest. That is a water sign with feminine qualities, possibly. Water sign, as you probably know, Scorpio, Cancerians or Pisceans, female, or even it could be a male, but just with a very soft, sensitive, emotionally intelligent kind of temperament. So I think that's really the overall energy of the reading. If you are single and have just entered a relationship, then it would show that you are now single. With these two cards here, definitely talk about single and new beginnings. New beginnings, being single, going within. This is a very you-focused month. A very you-focused month. You're finding your emotional contentment. So, if you have broke up with someone, you could be very kind of happy to do that. It might have been hard. Maybe you were very sexually attracted to them. But you've had to kind of look within and maybe the sacrifice was too great. Often with the Justice card here, it asks us to be honest with ourselves and, is this really what's making me happy? And you found that actually, no, what really makes me happy is being on my own. It looks like here, if you have broken up with someone, it's because you're just happier on your own. You're happier being with them, and you look within, you can't lie to yourself. You can't lie to yourself, not with the Justice card as well. You cannot lie to yourself. Yeah. So with that truth, you move forward. Started afresh. And taken a new journey. And your partner sees this. You hope that you've dodged a bullet. You hope that you have made the right choice. That you haven't acted maybe too hastily or haven't cut out before. You haven't kind of acted too hastily, yeah. And that you are truly being honest with yourself, and this is really what you want. This is really the right thing for you. But ultimately, you will find happiness. You will find that contentment. So I guess in March's reading, we'll find out maybe a bit more as to the outcome of your decision. Also, it's worth noting that there was a Leo full moon, which is also a lunar eclipse on February the 11th. That would have been in your first house. So yeah, that definitely would. That definitely would say that there's been a dramatic shift in relationships, most definitely, where the focus was on you. The moon was full in your first house or in your sign, possibly even conjunct your solar sun, which would suggest that, this was about you, focused on how you feel, what makes you happy, how you show up in the world. This is just about you. I can't think of another word or describe it another way, but it's about you, dear Leo. This is your card that's popped up here with the Hermit card. I mean, this is definitely about you and this emotional contentment. In the future, possibly, if someone has left and, you are looking for someone new, or you are completely single and have been for some time, maybe, this is the end of that cycle. There could be a air sign coming into the picture. You could be kind of slightly kind of concerned about the air sign in a way where you're hoping that you're making all the right moves, to get their attention or to be with them. Ultimately, it looks like, there will be some emotional satisfaction or peace that's found. You may have to go quite within. I think you really are getting in touch with your emotions, really are getting in touch with your inner light and what, I hate saying what makes you happy because I always say that, but what fans your fire within. Ultimately, all that we want in life is to be happy, and figuring out what makes us truly happy is really the key to being happy. Often we find that outside things, like, I don't know, PlayStations, they're saying random things now, or that BMW or whatever, we think is going to make us happy, when really it's inner peace, inner contentment, feeling like you're on your path, doing what's right for you, clarity of mind. These are the things that actually bring happiness, and also having a good self-esteem and feeling pretty good about yourself are all keys to the foundations of happiness. So you're making a decision for yourself. And I did say, I thought you were making a decision. And we have got the Two of Wands at the base of the deck. Underneath the Two of Wands, let's take a look at that. The card that came up was very pretty star card. So you may very well be focused on the future. Again, an air sign could be in your future. This is the Aquarius card. It's got the Libra card here. So you could be very focused on your future. And then we've got the Nine of Pentacles again. Focus on your future. Your material security may be the main focus going forward. Looking at your own security. This is what we're looking at here. Yourself, your own happiness, your own security. So you may have found that through all the depression or all the sadness, having to kind of restructure and reframe thoughts or ideas, having to kind of go through that process, the outcome, the blessing of it all that you've got through this is that you've found what actually maybe makes you happy, or at least started on that journey with these major arcanas here, major journey here. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see this theme develop over the next few months. I'm going to go ahead and sorry, I didn't finish talking about the symbols, did I? So it could be air signs coming in, water signs coming in at the end of the month. You may be doing a lot of might be a fair amount of communication back and forth. Like, this is the Libra card. There is a back and forth energy about it. So there could be people, you're talking to. Could be lots of new conversations, messages being sent. You may be strategizing, having to be quite clever about it to try and get this person's attention. they do see you as looking for something maybe serious, looking for something that can be fulfilling, knowing that you're on a journey. Maybe your partner may sense that you are still kind of exploring, not your partner, but maybe this new people that you meet could be sensing that, you know, you're on a journey for your own happiness, for peace. You could have also, I mean, your past partner could have been an earth sign, could have been a Virgo even, that has kind of been at the root of all of this. It could be that someone's, you know, there's been an older person, a grandfather type figure, that's been able to give you some really good advice. It could be a counselor even that's giving you some really good advice, that's allowed you to gain some clarity, or maybe just a really good friend who's just older than you, who's giving you that clarity, and help you reach a decision in moving on, or reach a decision, or just gave you clarity of mind, maybe just someone to speak to, you know. Virgo is also ruled by Mercury, so there could have been a lot of talking going on. Also got the Libra card here, which again talks about communication. And the Page of Wands talks about messages, so there could be that you've been able to talk to someone that's been very caring and supportive, and help you see things a bit clearer, or just enabled you to kind of clear your mind a bit. If you're in a couple, it could be that sex has brought you together. There could have been some hard times, and it's the actual intimacy of your connection that actually is in some way healing for both of you, brings things back into balance. You know, there could have been a lot of time if you are depressed or there's some sort of stress, like deep burden mentally. You could have been heavily studying, you could have been heavily just involved in mental work of some sort, maybe to the point of, you know, complete exhaustion, where you have to learn to play. You had to bring play back in, where you brought the playfulness back in. You found your happiness. Could also be that maybe focusing too much on your own individual needs could be a hindrance to your relationship. Sometimes you have to think not just about your own needs and desires, but also thinking about the happiness of the relationship, balancing things out. So there could have been an imbalance in the relationship that caused a lot of stress or arguments, possibly caused a near ending, you know, to the point where you had to really think, okay, am I just, or is he just, or is she just, or are we just, you know, doing things to make our own individual selves happy, satisfying our own initial, you know, desires, as in, you know, your own, not addictions, but own selfish desires. So I did drink coffee before this, but I'm not helping. But yeah, so definitely having to go within, seeing what you really want, and then maybe coming up with new ideas, and like looking at the situation very differently, having a clear mind now as to how you guys can both move forward. You've brought in balance again. Page of Wands, that's our sexy card, most definitely. And new passions, moving on, looking for greater happiness. So you guys maybe have embarked on a journey to develop your relationship. You could be hoping that, you know, the decisions that you've made and the plans that you've made to kind of rebalance things really does work. You could be worried about infidelity with your partner. Sorry, just throw that negative spin on things, but that could also be an issue, you know, maybe because you were both kind of doing your own thing, that now you're worried, oh, you know, are they seeing someone else? Did they see someone else? Are they hiding something from me? You know, but it looks like you guys have to do a lot of talking to kind of, for you to maybe get some more information, you know, to figure out what really, you know, sometimes it's what's omitted, what's not said, that kind of can give you the clue as to what's really going on. Sometimes just talking about things and just seeing what's said can give you enough information for you to kind of figure out what really went on, maybe in the past. Maybe someone has let you down, stabbed you in the back prior, you know, and now maybe you've decided possibly to kind of come back together and try to have a new start, you know, moving into hopefully more positive direction, and now you're just worried that that's actually, the past is the past, and that everything that you did want to know is known, and there's no more secrets and no more game playing, and just a straightforward, mature kind of way forward. In the outcome, again, you will find that happiness. It looks like this will be a very happy month regardless. It might start off a bit kind of challenging, for want of a better word, but it looks like in the end there will be this happiness, whether it be, you know, even on your own, there will be this lovely contentment, and if you are together, again, a very healing, happy, emotional, connected kind of situation. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead now and read from the Wisdom of the Oracle by Colette Baron Reid. See if we can get some more cards for you guys. Sorry, I keep mucking the camera, sorry.